Welcome to the deep dive. Imagine this really quiet rural home, deep in the woods in Pictou County, Nova Scotia, and that calm just gets shattered one spring morning. Turns into this mystery it's still baffling people. Today, we're doing a deep dive into that exact case, the disappearance of two young siblings, Lily Sullivan, who is 6, and her brother Jack, just 4 years old.
Yeah, and our goal here is really to sift through everything we know or think we know. We want to lay out the core facts, but also the questions that just won't go away. So we'll cover their disappearance, the huge search, the police investigation, and the theories floating around. The idea is to give you a really clear picture of this case, the key details, and what makes it so perplexing.
Okay, so let's start right there at the beginning, the core event. We're talking Lily, 6, and Jack, 4. Reported missing from their home, Gairloch Road, in Lansdowne Station, Pictou County. It was May 2nd, 2025, around 10 a.m.
Right. And the circumstances reported by their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, and stepfather, Daniel Martell, are pretty specific. They said the kids were in a bedroom with their little sister, Meadow, who's only 1. Lily was apparently going in and out of the room. Jack, they could hear him in the kitchen. And then, nothing. Suddenly, they just couldn't hear either of them. Didn't see them again.
That's silence. It must have been chilling. And there's this immediate clue or potential clue that Daniel Martell pointed out. Their boots, found near a backsliding door.
Yeah, and he believed, maybe they opened that door and went outside, which leads directly to the environment. Because the family home, it's way out there, rural, surrounded by really, really dense woods.
That's a critical detail, isn't it? Changes everything for a search.
Absolutely. It tells you straight away how challenging any ground search was going to be.
And the search was huge. Right away, this massive effort kicked off. We're talking hundreds of people, volunteers, police, specialized search and rescue teams.
Canine units, helicopters, drones. They threw pretty much everything they had at it.
But despite all that, nothing. No trace of Lily or Jack.
It's hard to fathom. All that effort, all those resources. The main ground search, it was scaled back around May 7th. But they've been clear that targeted searches are still happening, still ongoing.
So that lack of any findings, it must have shifted the police perspective, right? Or at least raised questions.
Initially, the police line was pretty clear. No evidence of abduction. They seemed to lean towards the idea that the kids might have just wandered off.
Okay, so officially, it's still a missing persons case.
Yeah.
Not criminal.
Correct. It's classified as a missing persons investigation. But, and this is important, the RCMP have done a lot, collected hundreds of hours of video, interviewed 54 people formally.
Wow, 54?
Yeah, and some of those included polygraph tests, which, have their own complexities. They've followed up lots of tips. But the key takeaway now is that they haven't ruled out suspicious circumstances.
So they're keeping options open, even if they started with wandered off.
Exactly. It suggests that maybe the deeper they dug, the less certain that initial theory became, or at least other possibilities couldn't be dismissed.
And adding to the pressure, there's that reward.
Oh, yeah. The Nova Scotia government put up a pretty substantial reward up to $150,000.
That's serious money. Shows how badly they need a breakthrough.
It really does. It highlights just how difficult this case is and the hope that maybe, just maybe, someone knows something and the money will encourage them to come forward.
So with the kids still missing and this uncertainty from the police, what are the main theories people are talking about?
It really boils down to 2 main paths, doesn't it? Either they did wander off into those woods, got lost, succumbed to the elements, or the other, much darker possibility, foul play was involved somehow.
And that wandering off theory, despite being the initial police thought, faces a lot of skepticism.
It does, and you can see why. You've got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. The terrain is incredibly tough, those dense woods.
And the fact that this enormous search found absolutely nothing. No footprint, no clothing scrap, nothing.
Yeah.
It's hard to square that with 2 small kids just wandering.
It is. It really is. And that lack of evidence is what fuels the suspicion, the other theories. Then you have other details that have come out, adding fuel to the fire, so to speak, like reports that the kids had missed a few days of school right before they disappeared.
Right, I saw that mentioned. And that obviously gets people speculating online.
Exactly. And the online world, it's been a whole other dimension to this case. Lots of speculation, sometimes misinformation, which can unfortunately muddy the waters for the actual investigation.
A difficult situation all around.
Yeah.
So where does that leave us now? It's August 2025.
And Lily and Jack Sullivan are still missing. The case remains unsolved. The RCMP insists they're still investigating every possibility, following every lead. It's a case that's gotten huge media attention, obviously, and people are still deeply concerned, still looking for answers.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, we've looked at their last known moments, that huge fruitless search, the police investigation sort of evolving over time.
And these really difficult competing theories trying to explain the unexplainable. It's a case just packed with facts, but so few actual answers.
It really is,
Huh.
and it makes you think. With all those resources, the hundreds of searchers, the technology, and still nothing. What specific detail from all this do you, listening right now, find the most compelling, or maybe the hardest to accept? And I guess, what does a case like this really tell us about the awful mystery of missing persons, especially children vanishing from their own home?
Yeah.
How can someone just disappear?